From a book?
Yeah.
Any book? Yeah? We can take Krishna from everywhere.
Any book. Yes. Any book.
Thank you. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Okay, I'm going to speak about verse 6. Shri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Kidrisho Hanayaiva Sadyamina Bhuta Madhurima Kidrisho Ramaya Sokyam Chasyamadalubhavata Kidrisham Vetilovat Tadbhavadya Samajani Sachigava Sindhu Haridu. Translation and no purport by His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Desiring to understand the glory of Radharani's love, the wonderful qualities in Him that she alone relishes through her love, and the happiness she feels when she realizes the sweetness of His love. The Supreme Lord Hari, richly endowed with her emotions, appeared from the womb of Srimati Sachi Devi as the moon appeared from the ocean. Sachi Garba Sindhu Haridu. Om Agyanati Midamas Gananjana Shalakaya Chakshurumilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manokishtam Sapita Mena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Svadantikam Mo Mahavadanya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Nande Gaura Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasari Gaura Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityanamine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Prachadini Nirvishesha Shurvati Pashyata Nishitari. So we have today the auspicious day of Sri Gaur Purnima, the appearance of Lord Gaura. And we are sitting in Sri Dhammayapur. This is a very auspicious day. We are not many, so maybe I can speak more specifically. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Jama Karma Chavediyam Evam Yuveti Tattva Naiti So Dharma Karma Chavediyam. If we understand the divine nature of His activities and His appearance in this world, then when we leave this body, we will not have to come back again into this material world. This is a very simple formula. Just have to understand Janma, Karma. Krishna Janma, Krishna Karma. Just to understand that they are divyan, divine. Janma, Karma, Cha, Me, Divya. Cha means Janma, Karma, Cha, and my activities. They are divya. My question is, after he says, Veti Tadvata, we have to understand this in Tattva. Not only, oh yes, I understand. Krishna's appearance is divine and his activities are divine. It's easy to say that. Like, repeat after me. Krishna's appearance is divine.
Krishna's appearance is divine.
And his activities are divine.
His activities are divine.
Good. But everybody understood. You go back to that speech about. But Krishna says, Yavanyu Veti, what is the first word? Veti Tadvata.
Tattva.
Tadvataha. Tadvataha in Tadva. In Tadva means in truth generally, but actually it means in depth. In all the depths that is there, we have to understand that Krishna's pastime and appearance are divine. My question now is, do we really understand that Krishna's pastime and activities are divine? Because if not, we are not on the track back home, back to reality. That's a blessing that Krishna is giving, but that's also a condition that he is giving. If you want to go back to me, at least you have to understand this. How my activities and my appearance, they are divine. Can we understand? Gaura Janma, Gaura Karma, the appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his activities. Do you understand? Do you understand?
We will
I don't understand. I don't understand. That's why I don't understand why we're doing this movement. Because I don't understand. Guru Maharaj said yesterday, Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj said he doesn't understand. Who is understanding? Swarup Damodar doesn't understand. Ramananda Roy doesn't understand. Who is understanding what's happening here? Is it that nobody understands? If someone understands, please explain me. Because I don't understand. And I'm going to explain now why I don't understand. And I will explain why I don't agree with Mahaprabhu. Please forgive me. I will explain why I don't agree with Mahaprabhu. Because if he makes something that nobody can understand, what is the use of that? It will bring confusion to everyone, no? Why is he doing this? And my ultimate question to him is, does he understand what he is doing? So many questions. Today is Gaura Purnima, we have to put the question on the table, you know? We're not going to continue to do like that without nobody understanding forever. At some point we have to stop and say, hey, wait a minute, what are we doing here? Who is understanding what's happening here? Radha Damodar, you understand what's happening? Yes, they understand something. Maybe they are the only one who understands something. So do you understand?
You're giving class, Prabhu.
Yes. My class is an inquiry. I'm planning the grow power. I have a problem, something I don't understand. I have a problem with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and I'm going to explain it, why I totally disagree with his behavior and his teaching. It's not proper. And by the end of the class, I will make you also all disagree with Mahaprabhu. You want that?
No.
Are you ready for that? Well, I can tell you, I have foundation for what I say. I will speak on Shastra. Because I have a particular affinity for Swarup Damodar Goswami. And Swarup Damodar Goswami also doesn't agree with Mahaprabhu with what he's doing. And I am in the team of Swarup Damodar. I don't agree. He's my trainer, philosopher, teacher. He is our top. We say we are Rupa Nuga, but actually we are Swarup Nuga. Because Rupa Goswami is under Swarup Damodar Goswami also. Raghunath Das Goswami is under Swarup Damodar Goswami. And Swarup Damodar Goswami doesn't agree with Mahaprabhu. Many times, many places. And if you agree with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then you go against Swarup Damodar. I can tell you that we are not in the same team. You choose your team. Tricky deal. Today is Purnima. You have to put the card on the table. You have to speak the truth. That. Not let's have a weird discussion, between him and me. Not just some blah 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 blah, some real discussion. Because Sarup Damodar is not agree. One day Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was with his finger, he was rubbing his finger on the floor very strongly. Sarup Damodar took the hand of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu like this and said, "Hey, stop doing that. Why are we doing this?" Can you do that? This is Sarup. Sarup said, "Don't do that. I don't want you to do this. This is Gaura karma, these activities." He's checking, he said, "That's not proper. Doing this, but that's not proper. You came here to give your mercy to the Buddha. What are you doing? Come on, wake up. You can't do that." Why is he saying this? Because his heart is pain. Why Mahaprabhu is rubbing his hand on the floor? You will damage your hand. You will hurt your finger. Why are you doing this? And Sarup Damodar was very confused. Are you confused? You're feeling confused? If
Yeah.
Mahaprabhu is rubbing his finger on the floor,
Yes.
very strongly, tears flowing from his eyes. Mahaprabhu was crying, rubbing his hand. And he was saying, what Mahaprabhu said, "I got Krishna," and then again he disappeared. Why? How can I continue my life? Rubbing his finger on the floor. Sarup said, "Don't go and do this thing. This is too intense. You cannot do that." First thing. You agree with that? You're confused. Is Mahaprabhu correct or is Sarup Damodar correct? Sarup Damodar feels the pain in his heart. I don't want Mahaprabhu to suffer.
Move that flower, it's kind of catching the candle. Just fell down.
What? He feels the pain in his heart. Do we feel the pain when we hear this pastime? It's there in Chaitanya Charitamrita. You reading Chaitanya Charitamrita?
Yes.
If you reading Chaitanya Charitamrita, it's there. What do you sing when you read? Gambira bitare ratri nahi nidra bita shira mukagar sikshate oya sama. You understand this language? Krishna Das Kaviraj. Gambira bitare ratri nahi nidra. Lord Chaitanya was staying in that room called Gambira. Bitare means inside. Gambira bitare ratri, during the night, nahi nidra lava. Nidra means
Sleep
Sleep.
for a moment.
lava means an instant.
11th.
11th of a second. Sleeping 11th of a second. Nahi. Not even sleeping one lava for the night. He cannot sleep. Mahaprabhu has insomnia. He cannot sleep. Nahi nidra lava. If that's only this line, I can be okay. But then after Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami writes, Bita Shira Mukha Gashi Kshati Oya Sama. And this is very, very painful. You understand?
How's his face?
You understand? Because you are one of the rare person who knows this verse. Normally devotees, they don't memorize so much this verse. This is painful verse. No? Very painful. Bita Shira Mukha Gasi Kshati Oya Sama. Mahaprabhu was rubbing his face against the wall. You rub your face, you can see it.
When he's hungry.
When he's hungry. Mahaprabhu was rubbing his face, Bita Shiramukagasi, against the wall in the Gambia. Kshati Hoyu Sabha. Everywhere on his face, there it was bruised. You understand? How can he do that? And when we read this verse, what's happening in our heart? Do we care or do we don't care? Or don't we care? Correct? Do we care or don't we care? Janma karma chami divyam. In depth we have to understand what is he doing. We have to not only understand but feel what is this pastime going on. And Swarup Damodar came in the morning. He opened the door because they were locking Mahaprabhu from outside. They're locking the door from outside because they don't want Mahaprabhu to escape. So they're locking the door from outside and then they're sleeping in front of the door to make sure that Mahaprabhu is not going. Because sometimes when they come in the morning, there is no one inside. That's another topic. We should not mix the stories. But this morning, Swarup Damodar entered into the room and he saw Mahaprabhu was there. All his face was bruised. What did Swarup Damodar say? He said, "What have you done? Why are you doing this? You can't do that. It's not proper." Isn't it? Do you agree with Swarup Damodar? Now I'm bringing some people into my camp. I told you, Shastra is very powerful for convincing. I have Shastra and I have Sadhu with me. I'm not small Sadhu, Swarup Damodar. Who is greater, Sadhu than Swarup Damodar? He's greater than Vyasa, greater than Brahma, greater than Shiva. Isn't it? Swarup Damodar. Who can stand? Maybe Ravana. They can tell you who is Swarup Damodar. Isn't it? They were looking Swarup Damodar every day into the eyes. They are his deities. So they understand who is Swarup Damodar. They also understand who is Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu does not understand who he is. Swarup Damodar is also confused. Who is Mahaprabhu? So he disagreed with Mahaprabhu. He said, "You cannot do this. You're breaking my heart. You will destroy the entire world if you continue to do that." Isn't it? Because if you hear this and you don't feel pain, you will be destroyed. Isn't it? Your life is finished. You got the chance to come into the vicinity of Krishna's heart. You could not grasp it. Lost. This is called Naradama. Naradama, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, most fallen soul ever, who comes in contact with Krishna, but cannot, how to say?
Grasp.
Grasp Krishna. Most fallen. Naradama. And if you come in contact with Mahaprabhu, if you hear this and you feel pain, you will be destroyed. Because it's very hard. Now I am sorry, but if you understand what I am speaking today, maybe that will remain in your heart for the rest of your life. Maybe you will have to live with that pain. Isn't it? Maybe I am giving a painful kata today for Purnima. But I'm not doing this, he's doing that, isn't it? We can speak about so many pastimes of Mahaprabhu, but I'm concerned with these few pastimes. Because I think it's a problem. It's a problem what humanity will do with that. When I was a new devotee and I read that, I was thinking, what are we going to do with that? Prabhupada came and he gave us that, and then he went. There is no purport on this text. Prabhupada wrote the verses, no purport. Why? That's my question to Prabhupada. Why didn't you make any purport on these verses? I think it's too painful for Prabhupada to write something about it. Quickly translate, pass to the other. Prabhupada is a very soft-hearted person. It's difficult for them to say such thing. Swarup Damodar's heart was broken, completely broken. Can you imagine? You open the door and you see Mahaprabhu, most beautiful boy. Because he's a boy, 24 years old. It's very young. Most beautiful youth. As beautiful as a golden lotus flower. So delicate. He has all beauty of the three worlds in his body. He has the beauty of Krishna and the beauty of Radha combined in him. You cannot find greater beauty in the three worlds. Guru Maharaj explains in Virapaka Sumanjari, in the beginning, there is a verse of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He makes such a long pages after pages after pages description of the beauty of Mahaprabhu. I've never seen any description like that. There is no head. I don't like for 20 pages Guru Maharaj describing the beauty of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how it is the beauty of Krishna, the beauty of Radha, and he added so beautiful. I could not finish. I had to read it a few times. So he enters and he sees that person so beautiful, but his face is bruised. Now we have to understand something. Mahaprabhu is divine. So if he rubs his face on the wall, it will not make some bloody, I don't know,
Wound.
bloody wound like us. He doesn't have. He doesn't have this kind of substances in his body. Pus, mucus, blood. There is not this kind of substances in his body. It's only transcendental, divine. It looks like the same, but it's not the same. So when Mahaprabhu has bruises on his face, still these bruises are very beautiful. Super beautiful. It's like Gopidas on Krishna's face. You know? Krishna's face is beautiful, and if you make some Gopidas, it becomes also beautiful. Whatever you do to Krishna's face, that will be only an ornament. Cannot be ugly. So Mahaprabhu has these bruises, but still it's like lotus petals. Pink lotus petals. Can you understand what I mean? Very beautiful. And tears are flowing from his eyes. So it's a very beautiful sight. Sarvadanoda never saw such decoration on Mahaprabhu's face. But at the same time, it's very painful because it's bruised. And he said to him, why are you doing that? How could you do that? So painful. What Mahaprabhu answered? Mahaprabhu said, crying, there was so much tears flowing from his eyes. He said, I heard Krishna's flute. I heard his flute. It was all dark because there was no light inside the room. It was all dark. I heard his flute. I was searching for the door. I want to go outside, but I could not find the door. He was rubbing his face on the wall because he heard Krishna's flute. He wanted to go. What kind of pastime is that? Have you come to do such thing? Janma, karma, chamedya. How will we understand why Krishna is doing that? Is it alright? Or it is a little bit too intense? So Damodar doesn't think it's alright. He disagrees very much. From that day on, he decided Mahaprabhu will never ever sleep alone in that room. I'm gonna get a man and have this man staying with him all night long to check him, to, how to say, guard him. That person was,
Govinda.
no, Shankar Acharya. Shankar Acharya. Put Shankar Acharya, you stay with Mahaprabhu. I don't want him to stay alone again. So Swarup Damodar always disagree with Mahaprabhu. Do you agree with Swarup Damodar? Yes? I don't force you. Huh? You choose your camp. I have chosen my camp. I am with Swarup. One-headed person, from head to toe. Guru Maharaj also, I think, isn't it? If you enter Guru Maharaj's house in Yuvrajadam, first thing you see, Samadhi of Swarup Damodar Goswami is there next to Prabhupada. It's meaningful. So we are here under the care of Swarup Damodar. We have the camp of Swarup Damodar. Radha Damodar came to us to take us into the camp of Swarup Damodar. There is this picture also. I'm sorry, but we are obliged to disagree with Mahaprabhu. We cannot accept this kind of behavior. It is not proper, doesn't make any sense, and it's very bad. It's very bad for us, it's very bad for Krishna, it's very bad for everything. We have to stop that. You agree? We're going to stop Mahaprabhu's activities. It's not proper. I'm going to stop it if you don't come. I don't care. I'm going to stop it. Whether you come or you don't come, I'm going to stop it. Because that's what Swarup Damodar said. Stop. That's finished. You don't do this anymore. You know? Sometimes you have also to say to Guru Maharaj, no,
Many times I said.
that's finished. Maybe he will say, no.
Different
You have to say, no, this is the end. We don't go further than you can't do that. So that's Swarup Damodar. What is the cause of this? Shri Radha Pranayamaya Kidrishindanaya Yuva. Krishna has come to understand what is this love that is in the heart of Radharani. One day Krishna asked, I don't know what time it is. One day Krishna asked to Radharani, Priya. You understand? Priya? Priya means my dear one, my beloved. Priya. Hey Priya. Can I ask you something? Radharani said, what? Of course you can ask me. Anything. My heart is yours. Anything you want to ask, any moment, just ask. Krishna said, I want you to give me something. Radharani said, no problem. Anything. Tell me what you want, Shyam. Tell me, Shyam, what you want. What did he say? Krishna said, I want your love. Radharani stopped moving. Her eyes remained open, wide open. She became paralyzed. She cannot answer to that request. She said, what do you want? because she has been trapped in her own promise. But now she realizes, Krishna says, I want your love. Then Radharani closed her eyes and she said, I can't give you that. I'm sorry. I can give you everything, but not that. Please don't ask me that. Please don't make me do that. Please remove that question from me. Because at the same time, she is Radha, she cannot go against him. So she will say like this, please remove that request from me. It's too painful. Why Krishna is like that? Always going to the core of everything. This is Krishna. Vishnu. Vishnu means who is entering into the core of everything. No? So she said, no, please, don't make me do that. Remove that request from me. Krishna said, no. Radharani said, I cannot give you that. Don't make me do that, Shyam. Shyam said, why? She said, because you won't be able to support that. I don't want you to go through that experience. Because she knows what she undergoes. She doesn't want Krishna to undergo the same thing. Then she searched for some help. Whom she has? Lalita. Because Lalita is Swarup. She's the guru of Radha. No? Krishna's guru is Radha and his love. Radha's guru is Lalita. So she's searching for shelter. Please help me. Hey Lalita, do you think he can support that experience? She said, no way. Don't do that, Radha. We don't want to hurt him. But Krishna was very stubborn. That's his nature. Very, very stubborn. He said, no, I can't remove that request. It's there in my heart. Shri Radhaya, Pranaya Mahima, Kiddeshma, Vanaya. I cannot answer to that question. It remains unanswered in my heart. I want to know what is the glory of your love. Pranaya Mahima. Mahima means the glory. And Pranaya is a special level of love, which we call, technically speaking, merging love. This is when love becomes so intense that the lover merged into the beloved. We cannot really understand that, but this is what pranaya means. The identities are lost. Duhun mana manobhava pesha rajani. Is this written? Chaitanya Charitamrita, maybe you know also. Duhun mana manobhava pesha rajani. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Ramananda Roy, what is the ultimate goal of life? And then Ramananda Roy said many things, every time Ram Mahaprabhu said, okay, is there something more? And Ramananda Roy putting some new things, up to the point where Ramananda Roy explained Radharani's love. And then Mahaprabhu said, okay, I agree, this is ultimate. By your mercy I have understood what is ultimate love of God. Goal of life. Sorry. What is ultimate goal of life. But then Mahaprabhu said, but is there something else than that? And Ramananda Roy said, Prabhu, you asked me to quote the scriptures, every answer I give you. Now I cannot, if you want me to say something more, I cannot quote the scriptures. So I don't know if you will be happy or not. But there is something I can say, but I cannot quote the scriptures. I have to quote my heart. I have to quote my own song. This is my song I wrote. There is no references for that. Duhun mano mano bhava peshala jani. This is what Dulala writing. Do we understand? See, this is Radharani speaking, and she's saying, it is not that you are Krishna, and it is not that I am Radha. Our two mind, duhun mana, mana means the mind, manobhava, peshala jani. In the fire of love, our two minds have melted together. Do you understand? It's very difficult to understand. Gauranga Mahaprabhu in Tattva. This is Gaura Tattva, no? Gaura Tattva, very difficult to understand. How are we going to go back home, back to God? He says we have to understand his pastime and his activities in Tattva. How can we? He doesn't understand. Even Krishna himself doesn't understand. What is this pastime he brought us all in? Because we're trapped in that pastime now, isn't it? Prabhupada said, our movement is part of Gaura Lila. Welcome to the Lila, Prabhuji. I hope you enjoy. Now you got your feet in, you can't escape. If you escape, you make a mistake, isn't it? And if you stay, you're gonna end in trouble. What are you going to do? Nobody knows. We are here. We're trying to figure out what is this movement, what's happening. I can tell you, I can shout it loud. There is nobody who is understanding this movement. Nobody understands. We're just wandering here and there, trying to understand, hey, what is that? Isn't it? Who understands, comes and explains to me. I don't understand. Jagannath Das. This came to me because Guru Maharaj said yesterday, Jagannath Das Babaji said, I don't understand Mahaprabhu. He doesn't understand. He's Nityasila, Rasika Manjari, eternal servant of Radhani. She cannot understand what's happening here. What is this pastime? Mahaprabhu is rubbing his face on the wall. Sarvadhamudam cannot understand. You have to stop all this. Advaita Acharya also said, hey Prabhu, you have to stop all this now. There is no more rice in the market. Everybody is going crazy, isn't it? Everything is bankrupt. The game is over. He wrote that poem for Mahaprabhu and said to Jagadananda, please bring that poem to Mahaprabhu. So Advaita Acharya also says, we have to stop this strange situation. Mahaprabhu Lila is not easy thing to understand. What is that love that Krishna has put himself into? He took Radha Bhava duty super little. So Radhani said to Krishna, okay, I cannot refuse you if you insist. I beg you not to remove that request from you. You didn't know. Now I have to comply. But I have only one condition. I will cover you with my golden effulgence. Like this I will protect you. in my embrace from outside and make sure that nothing happens to you. Radha Bhava duty suvalita. If you take the bath, the duty goes together. I'm not let you take my bath without taking my duty, because you need to be protected also. So I'm gonna come and I'm gonna embrace you from all over your body, and like this I'm gonna protect you, whatever happens. You understand? Radha Bhava Duty Sura. Naomi Krishna Swarupam. Inside is Krishna. On top Krishna, Bahiya Gaura. Outside is Gaura. Outside is Radha duty. Protecting Krishna. Isn't it? You understand that? So now my question is, who is rubbing on the water? You got it?
Radha.
Is that proper? Is that proper?
Yes.
Is this proper, Pastor? Why Krishna Chavidas Goswami died? Do that. Why did he do it? Because Prabhu did it. At least he could have not said, okay, let us seal that for eternity, nobody will know. And then that will die with us. When we leave this world, nobody will. And he wrote it. And now we end up with Chaitanya Charitamrita on our lap, and we have to deal with that. Some people read, they are not confused. I'm very confused. I'm very, very confused, because if I put the pieces together and I understand this is Radha and is protecting Krishna. Krishna is so delicate. Madhura Dipati Akila Madhura Mani sweetness is there in Krishna. His form is so sweet. Very delicate, the body of Krishna, very, very fragile. And Radharani, she is shielding Krishna from outside. And he's rubbing his face on the wall. Rubbing what? I'm not going to say it. You have to understand it. I'm not going to say it. But this is a problem. Sarvamanda was really, he really disagreed with that. How can you do that? Because the life of Swarup is Radha. The life of Lalita is Radha. She is ready to die 1,000,000 times every second for Radha's happiness. Are you ready to do that? This is Swarup Damodar's camp, Prabhuji. Yes, this is how we go, kamikaze. You know kamikaze? During the World War II, the Japanese, they how to say, they dove head first with their plane into the boats, destroy the boats and end up your life at the same time. Very effective. Very effective. They defeated the Americans by doing this. So this is the camp of that she cannot support. Radha is one little pain she cannot support. She's ready to die 1,000,000 times. Now she opens the door and she sees. So she understands. She understands something. But that morning she was very, very confused. Mahaprabhu looking at him like that. I heard Krishna's flute. I want to get out, but I cannot find the door. I was searching everywhere, all night long. I was searching, I cannot find the door. The door was here, right there. It's not a big room. Why did you rub your face against the wall everywhere during the whole night? Nahi Nidra, not 1 second he could sleep. Just. So this is Gaura karma. I'm very confused with that pastime. I disagree very much with Krishna. What is this? What made Krishna do this? Radha's love. Shri Radhaya Pranaya. The love of Radha. What is this love? And when Mahaprabhu went to Alarnath, when he came running from Jagannath Puri for 30 kilometers, Mahaprabhu was running. Not because he is a jogger, because his heart is in pain. He cannot see Krishna. So he's running toward Alarnath, and when he arrived in Alarnath, he saw temple door was open. I went to Alarnath in January, first time of my life. I can tell you, like Rupa Goswami says, if you want to be happy in this world, don't look at the other side of the river Yamuna, this blue youth. If you want to be happy in this life, don't go to Alarnath. Mahaprabhu came to Alarnath and he saw Alarnath was there. Whose deity is Alarnath? Harinarayan. Krishna with 4 arms. Harinarayan deity. When he saw, he tilted like this and fell on the floor. And then he rolled on the floor. And he became motionless like this. Now if you go nowadays, that floor is still here. There is a hole inside the floor. The hole is that deep, Prabhu. It's not just a print, like this is a print, that deep. In Alarnath, the print is that deep. What can make such a hole in stone? High temperature, fire. What can make, like bazooka can make a hole like this? I'm from France, and we have old buildings from World War II. You have all the impacts of the bullets. Some buildings, they have big impacts, but I can tell you, in Alarnath, it's deeper. And when I was young, my teacher brought us to Verdun. You know what is Verdun? World War II, when they dug down. It was not far from where
I've been there.
You've been there. I'm born there. That's my life. My parents, they were in the war, and they were kids, hiding themselves under the bombs. And then if you go to Verdun nowadays, this is an entire field, but there is only holes, big holes, gigantic holes, because they were just bombing. It makes holes in the floor. And if you go to Alarnath, you see the same thing. But that's not, because in Verdun that's earth, but that's hard stone. Hard stone slab. That slab is like 2 meters by 3 meters. This is a big stone slab, and it is that thick. It's not a tile, modern day tile, they make this kind of, it's a big slab, and there is a big hole like this, and I was confused. I was thinking, what is this? What can make the stone melt like this? Atomic bomb? Raghunath Das Goswami, Brahmastra? Now I'm going to tell you something. I never thought about that, it just clicked in my head now. In Stavavali, there is a poem, Raghunath Das Goswami, Premam Bodha Rajastavaka. He's writing. In that poem, he's writing one verse, he said, he's describing Radharani. And in one verse, he's describing her embrace is like a Brahma Jyoti. Yeah. No, Brahmastra. Sorry. Her embrace is like a Brahmastra. Rati Manjari. This is the poetry of Rati Manjari. Very beautiful. It would be nice if Guru Maharaj also comments this Premamboja Stavaraj Stotra. Such beautiful. It's like Vilapaka Sumanjali. Same, exactly, because Vilapaka Sumanjali is actually just one chapter, but there are many poems like this. So Premamboja Stavaraj is very similar. So he says her embrace is like a Brahmastra. That love, Shri Radha Prana, that love of Radhani can do such thing, can make hard stone melt like this up to that. 8 inches, 6 inches, let's say at least 6 inches deep down. And I can tell you that stone is really emanating something special. We took the Guru Maharaj wrote me, please take the print. Yes. That was another story. Because he understands the value of the soul. He understands this is something very special. Radha Bhava duty is already done. Krishna has been covered by Radhani's embrace and inhabited by her love. What are we going to do with all this?
Yeah. What's the solution?
Can you manage that? No, I'm not coming here to give a solution, Prabhu. I don't have solution. I've been searching.
More problems.
But we have to become confused by this. Because we have to understand Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we have to understand Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's love. We have to understand Radha and Krishna, we have to understand their love. If you want to go back to Braj, if you want to go back to the service of Srimati Radhika, we have to understand this. Do you want to go back to Vaikuntha? Maybe not needed. But if you want to go back to the service of Radha, will be needed to understand all this. We have one lifetime in front of us. That lifetime every day is becoming little bit short, smaller. We don't know even how much is remaining on the bed, you know? We don't know. How are we going to understand that? We're gonna really try to figure it out. We can't lose that opportunity because the greatest gain is there also. If you can understand that, and you check body how Punarjanma, Naimiti, Mamiti, so Krishna says, Man, you come to his pastimes. Radha Krishna's pastimes are very deep pastimes, you know. If you read Krishna Sangati, Krishna. It's only crying. I was fascinated with, you know, when I met the devotee, I realized God cries. Nobody says that. Only the Vaishnavas explain this. God cries. And I was thinking it would be nice to have a book explaining this, that, you know, around the fact that Krishna also is crying. When I read Krishna Sangati, I thought, oh, he already made it. The book is there. It's only so much crying in Krishna Sangati, isn't it? Guru Maharaj is trying to explain for so many years now. Still he cannot. Yesterday he said, he doesn't understand. Jagannath Das Babaji doesn't understand. Swarup Damodar doesn't understand. Mahaprabhu himself doesn't understand. What are we going to do?
Chant more.
Well, we have to figure it out. Okay. Vidyavadu Jivanam. have faith, holy name can give all knowledge. Param Vijayate Shri Krishna. The holy name of Krishna can reveal all that knowledge inside our heart. I believe. But we have to make the investigation by ourselves. We have to meditate upon that and change the holy name. I am 100% convinced that if we do that, we will be very successful in life. I'm also 100% convinced that if we don't do it, we're going to miss something really great. And I don't know when that opportunity will come back. You know? Very hard to know. So that was my disagreement today with Mahaprabhu. Correct? So if I said something wrong, please correct me. I just wanted to share this with you. Now I drop that on your lap.
Brahmaster.
Huh?
Brahmaster.
Yeah. And you figure it out by yourself. Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. He's the one who brought us into that thing, isn't it? Prabhupada one day said, I tricked you. I told you it's very easy.
And now I'm confused.
But then he dropped Chaitanya Charitamrita on our lap. He was so intense about getting Chaitanya Charitamrita. He got it, and then he can go. Prabhupada dropped the bomb. That's not Hiroshima, that's not Nagasaki. That will blow up the entire universe. I can tell you. H-bomb, A-bomb, A-bomb, H-bomb has no power compared to Chaitanya Charitamrita. That will blow up the entire material world as well as the spiritual world also. Don't believe me? Just wait and see. You'll be there at that time also. Okay, please forgive me difficulty. I wanted to do that.
We felt it. We felt it. Jai Yashoda Prabhu.
Jai.
You don't have no to stay the same. You don't have no to stay the same.
Where was this coming from?
I don't know.